Hi, this is Pinakin and I'm here to explain you the building and testing part for the iTrust, which was completed as a part of second milestone for the DevOps project. So let me just take you through the tasks which we had to perform. So these are the four tasks which we had to perform. The first one was set up the build server for the iTrust using Jenkins. Second was generate coverage report for iTrust. Third was fuzzing, and the fourth one was useless test case detector. So let us just see them one by one. So the first one is set up build server for iTrust using Jenkins. For this, what we have done is we have used Ansible and Vagrant. We are creating a Vagrant machine through Ansible. We are creating a Vagrant machine and using it as a VM, and we are setting up the Jenkins server on that machine using Ansible. So Ansible is used to configure that machine. So I will demonstrate that part by executing the Ansible playbook. Yeah. So this is my Ansible playbook. itrustjenkins.yml, and I'm going to execute that. Yeah. So it has started executing and it will take some time to set up the Jenkins server. Till then, I'll take you through the other tasks which we had to perform. So in the other task, in the generate coverage report, what we have done is we have used a Maven plugin, Jacoco. So this plugin makes use of JUnit test cases and it creates a report for you in a good HTML format which you can view in a browser. The third task was fuzzing. So fuzzing is like making random changes to your source code and then testing that source code against your test cases. So this is basically used majorly for the security reasons. I mean, the test cases which fails from security point of view are identified using the fuzzing. So the fourth task was useless test case detector. So there are certain test cases which always pass no matter what random changes you perform. So these test cases are classified as useless test cases and we need to detect them. So we have built a utility which does that. So now we'll have to wait for the Jenkins server setup to be completed. So let's just wait for this. So you can see that the script execution is completed. Now we are ready to check the URL. So Jenkins server is now ready. Ansible has set up the Jenkins server and it has also created a job for iTrust. The name of the job is iTrust demo. We'll be using this part further for the useless case detector and fuzzing. So now let's go to the second task. The second task was yeah, the second task was to generate reports. Yeah. So you can see the coverage reports which we had generated during the build. So in this Jacoco, so these are the different packages which are present in the iTrust, and it has generated report for each and every package. So like at the pack, so the report is at the package level. Like for example, suppose per certain package has how many number of classes, then how many lines are covered, and all those things are there in the report. So every report is in the HTML format, and you can view that on the browser. So this is how we have covered the coverage report part. Now let's go for the fuzzer. So in order to demonstrate that, I'll have to execute a fuzzer script. Yeah. So I have written this fuzzing iterator.js. So I'll just execute this script because it is going to take some time, because iTrust build takes about couple of minutes to get completed. So I'll just execute the script and I'll take you through the code. Yeah, so this is the script, and you can see that there is a build which is triggered. So how does this happen is like, we have created a post commit hook. So what happens is like, fuzzing iterator will make some random changes into the source code, then it will do the git commit part, and as soon as the git commit part is done, post commit hook gets executed and it tells Jenkins to trigger a build. So whenever we are making commit to this code, Jenkins build will get triggered. So you can see over here a build is triggered. Yeah, yeah, so it is executing all the test cases for the build. So till that time, let me just take you through the logic for the fuzzer code. So the script which we executed just now was fuzzing iterator.js. Yeah, so as you can see, what it is doing is, it is going to a particular directory where all the source code is present. Then it is making random changes to that directory, to some randomly selected files, Java files from that directory, and it is making use of the fuzzer.js file. So the fuzzing logic is written inside fuzzer.js. So you can see different mutations which we have applied. So for example, this mutation will replace the less than sign by greater than sign. So suppose if there is a less than sign within some if condition or some logical statement, then it will change that less than sign to greater than sign for a particular Java file. So like that, we have around 4 to 5 mutations, and we are applying those mutations randomly on a randomly selected file. So this is how we are achieving the fuzzing. Now let's come to the next part, which is useless test case detector. So as I have said previously, the useless test cases are those which always pass. So for that, what we have done is, if you can see in the fuzzing iterator, yeah, so we are running the 100 builds. You can see over here we are running the 100 builds, and in each iteration what we are doing is, we are collecting the test cases which are failing. So if certain test case does not fail in any of the 100 iterations, then that test case is tagged as a useless test case. So we are collecting failure test cases from all the iterations, and before that we are collecting a set of test cases which are already present by executing a successful build, and then we can filter out the useless test cases by just subtracting the failure report from the original test case list. So that is how this is working out. So you can see over here, yeah, so we are making call to update failure report. So this is doing that part of getting the failure test cases. Yeah, so this is the way by which we have achieved useless case detector. So basically this script will just gather the information of the failed test cases. We have written another script which will generate report. Yeah, so this script, what it will do is, there are two files, one file which contains all the test cases, and there is another file which contains the failed ones. So it will just take the two files, it will subtract data from one to another, and then will filter out the useless cases, that is the cases which always pass in all the iterations. So let's execute that. So we have executed that script for generating useless test cases. we have received this report. So these are the list of test cases which always pass. So what we had done is we had run the 100 build iterations, which and we had run script for those 100 iterations. So these are the test cases which never fail in any of the 100 iterations, and hence we have tagged these test cases as useless test cases. Yeah, so you can see that we have around 800, 900 some odd useless test cases. So this is the way we have completed this task. Thank you.